Okay, so it's finally time, and that's also a really awesome description. Finally time to go to what is likely to be a futuristic-looking city in a Fire Emblem game. This is going to be really interesting, and I've heard that this chapter, apparently it has a lot of elements that in isolation would be really bad, but like all combined it somehow manages to be a really awesome map. But I suppose I shouldn't take other people's word for it. Let's finally move out.
Relying on a map entrusted to them by Hubert, the Resistance Army sets their sights on the base belonging to those who slither in the dark. Beyond its entrance, they are met by a sprawling underground city.
And still pretty much the most awesome chapter title, well, one of the most awesome chapter titles ever.
To think there is such a vast space hidden beneath the ground. How very creepy.
The atmosphere here is very different from the Holy Mausoleum or Holy Tomb. Look at the shapes and the light.
Yeah, it looks a lot like the temples in Breath of the Wild.
It's too strange. It's all really old, but you get the feeling that it's also new? I don't understand it.
Yeah, ancient civilizations and JRPGs in a nutshell. They always had better technology than the current one.
This decorating is not of Fodlan. What is the meaning here? I hate the look of things in here. Is this some kind of a city? I would never ever live here.
I wonder if those skyscrapers in the intro movie were from here.
Living underground, all safe and isolated. It sounds really awful.
Plot twist! Bernadetta was secretly one of those who slither in the dark the whole time.
An underground city hiding those who slither in the dark. I would not mind finishing up here and returning to the surface with haste.
Let us search for a way to descend farther still. We should survey our surroundings carefully.
Have you seen this place before? Because one thing that did genuinely surprise me was that Rhea doesn't know everything. I was fully expecting her to go all Ishizu Ishtar and go, allow me to explain everything. And that she would explain like the entire backstory and know everything about what happened to Sothis, but she doesn't actually know everything about these guys. So we're going to have to find it from them, and I get the feeling they're not going to be very willing to share with us.
No. It is simply, we must defeat those who slither in the dark, no matter what happens. But if my conjecture is correct, the one who they will wish to kill the most is you, dear child.
Oh, I thought she was going to say herself, because I felt like they really didn't like the dragons. Like, I had this theory that, like, maybe those who slither in the dark are, like, the original people of this world, and that the current people are, like, artificial or something. I don't know, but they seem to consider all of the surface people inferior somehow, but anyway, I guess that whole focus on the Fell Star from Solon earlier, it does make sense with Byleth. Oh, right, and Byleth also is kind of Sothis, so yeah, they seem to not like Sothis very much either.
They are aware that you can use the sword of the Creator.
Oh, all that.
Your body houses the same power they once bestowed upon Nemesis. That is why I must protect you, no matter what. Even if I must die to do so.
Yeah, I get the feeling that she's not gonna survive this storyline.
Somewhere in your heart, I believe you do understand. You must at least have your suspicions.
Yeah, back from earlier, and I was like, huh, you Byleth's mother? No, I think the reality is weirdly the other way around.
There is something I have not yet told you, dear child. I swear to illuminate you once this awful battle has concluded.
Oh no, don't be like Geralt, please.
And at the same time, I will offer my apologies to you. I must, because when you learn the truth, you will also learn what you are and how you were born into this world. It will be a hard truth to hear. When the time comes, I hope you are prepared for it.
Whoa. Okay, this is not quite the Sheikah temples. This is very Tron. Huh. We'd like that. Nope, don't want to see the map just yet. And that, like, bridge leading down here? No, this definitely looks like Tron-ish. Okay, that wall seems to be... Something is blocking that door, so that's kind of stuck. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I knew the Titanus would be back. Are they still, like, super powerful unless we take out the magic operating them? Okay, we're all split up, too. Door key. Are there any, like, actual... Except we still have medieval-style treasure chests in here, for some reason. Not really sure why these guys even have bishops, but anyway. Abraxas. Okay, more splitting up. You can go down here to fight another Titanus. Bonite. Huh, I don't think we actually fought Bonites before. That is a very pale looking grappler, but I guess they all look this pale. We still don't know exactly what, like, Agartha is. Swordmaster, more neutral terrain, that's that block door. Huh. Another door. With question mark. Killon. Or Chillon. Okay, so no Tales here just yet. You're just a generic boss. Dark spikes. This map doesn't look that bad so far, but obviously things could change. Defeat the enemy commander. What are these things? Oh, great, these things. Yeah, I remember those from Cornelia's chapter. And we do have several locked doors, okay. Oh, right, we have some rooms that we can't see into just yet. Okay, that makes sense. So no matter which way we go, we do have to deal with some doors. But it seems like the top right-hand corner group has the best shot. Yeah, no, they've got a straight path all the way to the middle. They only need to open the one door that's in the center. So I should probably put my best fighters in that group. And who are my best fighters? Well, Lysithia's probably one of them. Fortunately, Byleth can't go that way. Oh, I should probably decide who to deploy first. We get 11, okay. Obviously, I want my, my dancer. Don't think I need both of these two. I did just make Ferdinand a Dark Knight off screen, but I kind of feel like I kind of want to bring Marianne here. Oh, not even bringing Bernadetta. Why is she all the way down there? She could be kind of useful here, actually. This is the problem with recruiting so many people. Linhardt's physic is definitely going to be helpful here. And Leonie needs to be here because we're basically avenging Gerald's death. Only 2 people get to go there. Well, I guess I can send Ignatz that way because he's actually now a Mortal Savant, so he's really versatile. Those 3. That's a very magic-heavy group. They probably need at least one physical attacker over there. Maybe I can send Petra that way. Okay, that's all well and good. I don't really have many chest keys, though, which is a problem. Especially since I've switched Ignatz out of Assassin. And I don't think any of you really drop chest keys. It's really all just door keys, so I might have to give up on getting those chests. Aha, you can finally use the Yourself Wyvern Company. Okay, I think that should be fine. So now, let's go. Time to stand strong.
For thousands of years, we have existed underground, living on only that we might someday see our vengeance realized. Here and now, that vengeance is finally within our grasp. There is but one thing left to do. Destroy them! Damn those who stand with that arrogant goddess to oblivion, away from the world of the living! Now is the time. Remove the binding spell of Titanus. Let their metal bodies be drenched in blood!
What is that?
Demonic beasts? No, I think not. They appear to have no will of their own.
Okay,
Someone
now I
must be
see why
controlling
people
them.
say that their theme is dubstep. Okay, I didn't quite get to the dubstep part of the song every time it played earlier in the game.
Initiate all that remain! We must advance our preparations!
Okay,
What's
here we
my
go.
strategy?
It's dubstep time.
I'm awake.
My orders?
Oh, I forgot to get rid of that broken killer bow you have in your inventory. Well, that's annoying. I'm guessing the music's gonna go really crazy when I attack something. Kind of. I like that woo hit, that's cool.
Make a difference?
Yeah, okay, yeah, this song is pretty much what I expected it would be, and that's pretty awesome. Okay, good, you're not doing very much damage to me. Okay, yeah, wow, it's going full dubstep now.
Shall we?
Like, I don't know, like on the one hand, this is kind of cool, but on the other hand, it does feel slightly hard to take seriously, and then, like, you've got this super ancient evil organization that's been in the shadows of Fodlan for centuries and is bent on vengeance, and then, like, dubstep, it's just like... Again, like, it's kind of cool, but it's also, again, kind of unintentionally hilarious at the same time. But, I mean, this map looks pretty awesome, and I... See, this is the thing, like, I get the feeling this is gonna be the only Shambhala map that we even get, and that's one, like, slight, like... Oh, by the way, Lawrence learned Agnia's Arrow, which totally murders his attack speed. Ouch, but, yeah. So, yeah, what I was saying, so... Yeah... One slight issue that I have with this game is that every route after the time skip does feel a little bit compressed. I wouldn't say rushed, because I do think that effort was put into most of them, and they do all have fairly decent storylines. Like, Blue Lions is generally agreed to be the best storyline, but I think this one's actually solid too. I just can't get over this dubstep.
In a hurry to die, are you? Our quarrel wasn't personal.
Well, yeah, it's very personal, actually. You don't need the experience gem anymore. I never thought I'd be saying that, but it's kind of true. Where do I go with you next? Because those Titanists seem very, very strong. Also, we have these things, and I can't even lock in their ranges yet. But yeah, like, I feel like in any other Fire Emblem game, there would be at least 2, possibly even 3 chapters in Shambhala, like, before you know, get to the end of the game. Nice crit rate there, Ignatz. So, like, I don't know, and I also feel like in most other FEs, you wouldn't just have 2, like, just 2 chapters in Endbar, you'd probably have a little more. I mean, to be... Actually, wait, no, I don't mind Endbar, honestly. I don't mind how Endbar's handled, because you spend ages fighting the Empire anyway, and... I think, like, the conflict with the Empire is decently built up. What I do wish, though, is that on the Blue Lions route, you had more than one chapter taking back Fargus. I just feel like I was really surprised that, like, Dimitri decides, hey, let's take back our homeland, let's fulfill our destiny as typical Fire Emblem protagonists. And, like, one chapter, you're in Ferdiad, you beat Cornelia, and that's it. Ferdiad's taken, and you can go back to fighting Edelgard. It's just like, it feels a little compressed, is what I'm saying. Like, I just feel like in any other Fire Emblem, there would definitely be more chapters in taking back Ferdiad than just one, and especially, I really do feel like
I'll do my best.
Shambhala could have benefited from multiple chapters. I feel like here, like, this is such a cool concept for a Fire Emblem map. Like, we're basically playing Fire Emblem on a Metroid Prime location. Like, this feels very Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime 2 in particular, what's the name of that city area? Like, it's the last of the major areas that you end up going to in that game. Oh boy, I need to get rid of something, don't I? And all of my weapons are really good. I suppose I can drop that? Okay, you're not doubling at least. Huh. Oh, that's Myson! Okay, you're here. I didn't even realize you had a name. And you don't even have your HP to 1 spell from the Blue Lion's route. So that's interesting. And once again, the dubstep continues. Okay, but I also have that guy in play. You aren't going for Lysithea, though. Do you know that she can counter you? And I feel like you'd probably be able to one... Oh, by the way, she's a Gremlin now. So she has a little bit more movement. Okay, no, if she moves, then the thing attacks her, so let's not do that. So yeah, I again, like, post-time skip does feel a little bit like the story moves at a bit of a rapid pace, and I could really have used more, like, time to, you know, explore these locations. Did you just do a levitating lotus position pose, like, meta type there? That's a TV trope, by the way. Wow, you are extremely pale. And going for Violet. Oh, I had a feeling he'd get hit there. Does feel weird having Violet in this outfit for the very end, but again, like, I feel like I'm having him take after Saint Seros this way. Okay, question, do you double? Yes, you do, but your hit rate is not great. But I think Violet can zappy zap you from there. Which is the technical term for that, by the way. I'm a little bit surprised that those who slither in the dark even have Pegasus Knights. It feels a little, I don't know, like medieval for them to be having Pegasus Knights. Shouldn't they be having, like, cyborg Pegasus, like, you know what would be kind of fitting for them? Jet bikers in place of Pegasus Knights. That'd be kind of cool. Of course that didn't happen. I only need to hit once, though, and watch her miss both of them. Okay, no good, I hit at least one of them. But yeah, like, I can fully picture them having jet bikers in place of Pegasus Knights. But, of course, you know, I mean, but I guess they could sort of reskin Pegasus Knights as jet bikers if they really wanted to. Although it'd be kind of funny having jet bikers be weak to arrows. I guess you're aiming for the engines. That's okay. So this is just, you know, totally, again, like going into hypotheticals and stuff. It would be sort of cool though. But yeah, like I said, this Boy, if you go there, then Mr. Titanus attacks you.
Sorry, it's gotta be like this.
Oh, great, another door key. I don't think I'm gonna need that. I actually may as well get rid of the Iron Axe. If I want to use a light but weak weapon, I'll be using unarmed or gauntlets with him. So yeah. Yeah, let's not deal with that Titanus just yet. You know, if they're going this way anyway, they may as well head for that door. Or will they? I guess this crew can lure these guys. I actually kind of like the fact that on this map you Okay, the Titanus can't get me from there. That you actually are split up, because you've got to really think about your teams and, you know, what each team can do to assist the other teams. Everyone's got something they can do.
Each battle a victory.
Which honestly feels like kind of how you'd handle this if this was sci-fi. Like, you go like, red team, blue team, this way. Cover, I don't know, orange team, I guess. So, like, again, this is a really cool idea for a map, but I just wish there were more Shambhala maps. Like, I feel like Shambhala, its name must come from something from mythology. I'm gonna go ahead and look it up. Probably soon. Let's see. Oh, it's a Titanus. The Titanus Stone Knuckles. Yeah, I don't like their crit rates either. That's another problem. They give me uncomfortable Death Knight flashbacks, which is not something that you want to be having at all. And there's a... oh, that's a Swordmaster, not an Assassin. I wonder what's worse, actually. Do they double... I mean, no, their speed is like nothing. They don't double anyone. Question is, though, do they one-shot her? 48 attack. No, they're not going to one-shot her. No, not quite enough damage. Let's go ahead and... Steel Axe plus you in the face?
You shall not survive!
Okay. Meanwhile, his wife and company is just laying into the random slitherers up there. You know what? I'm going to unlock you. I'm going to lock you. Because I want to see if I can gambit into this thing without it. That's actually a pretty bad hit rate.
In this situation...
In this situation, I would unleash my... oh, lightning would... I'd imagine lightning would be pretty effective in a place like this. Is that... oh, wow, that is just barely not death. It's like, is that death? Question that you ask yourselves in the higher difficulties of Fire Emblem games quite frequently. Yeah, should these two head forward? Oh, right, he can't move any further. So, oh, well, I guess I can rally.
Discom activated. Increase output gradually, depending on the amount of magical energy charged. I don't care if we destroy Shambhala, so long as our goals are fulfilled.
Okay, well, if you don't care about that, why don't you just blow up the whole base with us in it? I can see them doing that. Oh, don't crit, please. Oh, that's a crit, isn't it? Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a crit. I thought it was.
This could I.
I can do this.
Okay, is that going to use up your RNG for not critting Lysithea? Yeah, that was definitely not the same animation. He just will not save you from her. In a way, she's technically one of them. Well, sort of. Yeah, having her fight Talez, I almost said Solon, but nope, Solon's long gone. Having her fight Talez might be pretty satisfying. Okay, how are you? Okay, you could Seros Magic Core, except you probably need to heal. Unless Linhardt somehow has a ridiculous range. Actually, depending on where Lysithea goes, Linhardt might actually be able to physic her, so... Of course, none of that matters if I, yeah, let's actually go ahead and blast you with a Gambit. Wow, that's actually really strong. These guys do not like magic at all. Oh, and now we have to worry about these things. Okay, time to break a giant robot. And a Garfium, which I don't need. And now... Actually, wait a minute. Oh, you still have like a bajillion health bars left, so... Oh, yeah, that's way better. Yes, this is why I kept the Iron Lance. Not that this thing absolutely needs to die, because it's stunned this turn, but still. Health bar the third. And I wonder if Lysithea can just explode. Yes, she can! Oh yeah, I'm so glad that I brought her here. Except, you know, she got crit before. But she knows that you crit her in an alternate universe, so... Prepare thyself for... Oh yeah, she's not going to run out of these. Prepare thyself for ultimate robot destruction. And press for good measure. I am error. Press any key to rebound. That's what you get for critting her. And thankfully, you aren't able to move into range. And you're gambiting. Okay, can I somehow... What's my battalion? Yeah, no, I can't gambit over that wall. Poison arrows. Maybe you can gambit over the wall. I can hit there and crack... but I'm not going to be able to stop you from, you know... AoE... hang on a second. Huh.
Got you covered.
I have a plan.
And then I can at least shave off a health bar like that. So I do that. Raphael can go here. Gambit there. And that'll break your armor.
Here's an idea.
Here's an idea. Wooden arrows versus ancient technological giant robots. Also poisoned arrows, which I think still poison them. Actually, they do look kind of like the Earth type from Hercules, now I think about it. Yeah, I do kind of feel like those who slither in the dark, I said this before, have a bit of a Greek influence, which is kind of cool. Because Fodlan itself is very Celtic. I love that they've finally kind of gone into a different mythology to reference, because every Fire Emblem has its own, like, main mythology that it references. Please tell me... Oh, nobody here has a door key, and I don't think there are any in the convoy either. No, there's exactly one in the convoy, which, you know, for some reason, actually works on these ancient, super technological metal sliding doors. I may as well equip the Silver Gauntlets Plus, I guess. They open so slowly. Yeah, for ancient super technology, your doors sure open slowly. Oh, I was gonna heal Lysithea, wasn't I?
Thanks.
I don't think she's in any danger this turn, but... Gotta be careful, because there's that.
My orders?
Right. That guy is probably not gonna end well. Oh, that's a Falcon Knight, too. I could try this. Okay, and this squad... I really need to think up better names for my squads. The problem is you are going to be like instant death to Dorothea. Or are you? 54 plus 5 for Axfair, 59 on her defensive 8. That does exactly one more than her HP. She like, exactly dies to that. That's really, really unfortunate. Ragnar... Okay, the problem with that is he's not going to be able to Kanto back into this position. And... Or is he? Maybe he can. 1, 2... 1, 2, 3. And then Kanto back. Oh, what he's currently standing on is considered stairs. So he might not actually be able to Kanto back. Because I'm pretty sure that if I use any of my higher tier spells here, he's going to get doubled by the Wyvern Lord. 30. Yep, he's getting doubled. Even if I use my lower tier spells, he's getting doubled. Yeah, I have to use either that or Agnia's arrow, and I don't want to waste Agnia's arrow. Okay, so this is probably going to end really badly.
Too close for my liking.
Yeah, talk about it. No, he can actually. Yep, he zips all the way back there, and he gets doubled and dies. So we have to rewind that. I was just mostly testing the waters. And you do 22 times 2, which
Shall we?
Lawrence actually survives.
Appreciate it.
Okay, hopefully things work out with Lawrence. And yeah, poison does seem to work on those giant robots. But, well, I keep talking about how they justify poison working on Igus and Persona Q. Maybe it corrodes them here. That's a Dork Knight, isn't it? Yeah, see, no crit rate at all. Oh, I should have equipped a stronger spell. If I had known, I would have KO'd on the counterattack. Ow. You're probably gonna get destroyed in return.
How about a curtsy?
Please don't die 12 times. Okay, you should be fine. Where are you going? Okay, our infiltration into the ancient super base of Shambhala is progressing. Yeah, here I am. I'm kind of continuing the sci-fi theme by doing like a mission report.
Leave it to me.
But, okay, mission report. This Titanus is priority target 1. It needs to go down very, very quickly. And I don't like the fact that you can just crit me. But I don't think that crit will kill me, so I may as well go for this. And I, for some reason, had a feeling he crit. Enemy damage output exceeding expectations. Switching to final health bar mode. Sword fan mode activated. +5 might on attacks. I think I actually need to have Petra start this one. Nope, you don't count as armored. Which sort of makes sense, but still. And you there, you have Sagittae for some reason. Okay, can Dorothea physic him somehow? I mean, honestly, that thing's actually not a priority target right now. I'd probably rather break shot this guy. Curve shot for good measure. Or, you know, break shot with the iron bow will do it.
No mercy.
Ignaz's crit rate is very high for some reason. He doesn't seem to have any crit boosting skills either. Okay, that door is still locked and you don't have any keys. But you do, yeah, you do count as a monster. Except I'm probably better served just doing this, or I could pull out the cursed Aisha sword. Well, if there's any time to use it. And, you know, not get a crit.
You are in my way.
Oh. Oh, but I can physic him. I'm pretty sure Dorothea can still physic him. As long as Lawrence goes out of range of that guy. Actually, that's probably a... Yeah, that is a girl. That's a bishop. Just finish you.
Our quarrel wasn't personal.
Again, it kind of is. It's kind of intensely personal right now. Okay, please tell me physic can reach. Yeah, it can reach. And then some.
Thank you.
And nobody's in range of the turrets just yet. So meanwhile, on the other front...
What's my strategy?
Unfortunately, Violet's going to be forced to do this.
I must lead them well.
Be smart or I'm finished.
Well, hopefully I am going to be smart here. Wow, why does my hit rate suck so much against you? Magic 25 versus resistance of...
Guide me well.
And they also have Lance Fair.
I'm awake.
I probably should save my warps, but I kind of have an idea. If I get you close enough so that your accuracy doesn't totally suck, it's still that bad. Wait, what? What? Did I just press... I pressed door, didn't I? Ah, stupid misclick.
Be smart or I'm finished.
I was planning to use the Brave Lance on you, which actually doesn't work. Well, I may as well go for the slightly better accuracy.
I'll make you proud.
Oh, and yeah. That's
Make a difference.
definitely approaching highest damage record, but actually it's more than 100 off, but
There's
still.
more work to be done.
Okay, Linhardt is in range of the turret, but he should hopefully be fine.
Let's make this quick.
Now we move on to the next phase. This phase being Lysithea explodes everything. It's like, I've been speed through with her, but it doesn't matter because she
Got no
one-shots
time for
everything.
mercy.
And like I've said earlier,
do
it's
my
not
best.
often in Fire Emblem that you actually see straight up one-shotting.
Apologies.
Guide me well.
Yeah, I don't know if you can even disable those turrets at this point. And it's going for only 10 damage to Zenith, though. Thankfully, no crit chance, but I'm equipping an Iron Shield, so I suck against you. Titanus, I do feel, are probably some of the most threatening monster-type enemies in this game. They hit really hard, and they have a pretty good crit rate, and they are pretty annoying to take down as well. And you're going for, like,
Leave it to me.
giant attack of Ultimate Doom, except it's not going to really help you because you're about to get hit by a throwing axe.
Can't afford to lose.
Something some people have said about Raphael's voice in this game is that he kind of sometimes has an accent and sometimes he doesn't. It's a little inconsistent, so...
Hope this isn't it.
Oh, Raphael still has the key. Yep, I rewound
will
from when
prevail.
I switched the key over to him.
I can still fight.
More fighting.
Gotta watch out because there is a turret there. Well, I mean, calling Thor on Tron actually kind of fits on this map. That's bad. That is somewhat good, though. Except, can I even get you out of range with Kanto? Because I feel like that other magic user will probably kill you.
I can exceed this.
Yes, I can Kanto away from the other magic user, so that's fine. Okay, you are just barely in range of that turret, though. Maybe I should lock that range. I probably should have given Petra a throwing axe somehow. Okay, this... Oh, right, it's a new turn. Because so little happened last turn that I didn't really, acknowledge that the turn had switched over. You still aren't moving. Okay. Oh, yeah, there's no switch that can turn these off, because we need to use a switch last time, so I've got to be very careful. We need to make sure that... Yeah, if we go in there, we need to be able to tank a hit from potentially both of them, as well as the enemies. And I kind of trust Senna to be able to... Although his defense isn't as high as I would expect. Okay, Okay, we use one door key there. Leonie has a second door key. So I can unlock that door. Oh, I like how you only get to see the animation once, and other than that, it just, like, the door just disappears from existence to save time.
I'm awake.
I need to heal you, though.
Did the trick.
Cephaline Crest may have helped there. But, I don't know, I was always... There was a tangent that I was always planning on going on the moment that we ended up fighting those who slither in the dark. And... yeah, it is that... sometimes, like, I do, like, kind of get, like, one of the main criticisms I've seen of the Slitherers, is that it kind of feels like they more exist just to make stuff happen, rather than to actually be villains in their own right. Like, it feels like they don't really have a whole ton of agency in the plot, they're just here, like, you know, they cause Geralt to die, which causes Byleth to have to fuse with Sothis. They ally with Edelgard, which causes Dimitri to go crazy and swear revenge on her misguidedly, which leads to his whole story. They experiment on Ramaya, which shows Tomas, which thus shows that there are potentially traitors within the monastery, which foreshadows the Flame Emperor reveal. Again, it does feel a little bit like they exist more to make things happen than, you know, for their own sake, which is admittedly a little annoying. But on the other hand, see, this is another thing. Sometimes I feel like, while there's nothing wrong with grey morality, and in fact, that's the thing, like, that's the point that I plan on going into here. I feel like there's a lot of people who think that there's something inherently wrong with having black and white villains in any media, and that all of your villains have to be sympathetic. But, like, there is still a place for black and white villains. Like, one thing that I've always thought, like, there was, I think it was a Matt Colville DM tips video that was going into this. It was saying that black and white villains are very useful for a dungeon master because they make your players feel good for defeating them. And I think that feeling helps in video games as well. Like, one thing that I actually, like, this is just something that I was thinking about after I finished the Blue Lions, something that I feel that I kind of missed upon beating that route
your weakness.
is there's a lot of games like, my most recent example, Persona Q probably. Like, I got so much satisfaction fighting the final boss of Persona Q. Whoa, okay, is that a reinforcement tightness? I knew there'd be reinforcements eventually, but reinforcement tightness, that's annoying. Anyway, though. Okay, yeah, he's defeat boss. And I feel like, yep, once we go in there, there's going to be a whole bunch of enemies behind there that we probably weren't prepared for, but oh well. What I was saying was yeah, so, like, when I beat the Blue Lions route, like, again, like, as much as it's funny that I say, like, oh yeah, I actually feel genuine hatred towards Edelgard, but despite all that, like, I still felt bad when she died. And it's just that feeling of like, yeah, sure I won, but why do I feel so bad about it? Like, it left a bit of a bad taste in my mouth, sort of. It didn't quite give me that just amazing feeling that I got when I defeated the final boss of Persona 3. Although, granted, not a lot of people feel that way about Persona 3's final boss. Like, I personally find Persona 3's ending a lot more uplifting and cathartic than most people do, but then again, like, I absolutely adore Persona 3. It's one of my favorite games of all time, so that kind of makes sense. Going all over the place here, but my point is that I do think there is a place for black and white villains. I mean, as long as they're done well. Like, Fate's had some really bad black and white villains. Like, some really bad black and white villains. And it was really interesting seeing, like, there's a trope talk, I know I keep plugging that series, but I love that series so much. There's a trope talk on pure evil, as they call it, and, like, pure evil villains. And it goes into, like, what makes a good pure evil villain and what makes a bad one. And it's kind of interesting because they talk about that, like, you know, pure evil villains usually have little to no backstory, or if they do have a backstory, it's usually irrelevant to how they act. Or at least, like, the other characters say, like, it's no excuse for their actions.
That helps.
And they usually don't have a lot of, like, they all say that, yeah, like, the one aspect of a pure evil villain is that they're usually very, very committed to their cause, and they're practically immune to character development. Like, not that they can't, like, change. There have been pretty good examples of pure evil villains who have actually had believable redemption arcs. I'd say the good example off the top of my head is Discord from Friendship is Magic, but, Like, his redemption arc wasn't well received at first, but then, like, later on it got a lot better, but that's kind of beside the point. That's a bit of a tangent, but like, that does serve as an example. Oh boy, that might have been a bad idea, because if both of them shoot... Okay, only one of them can shoot her. I'm gonna have Sedith go ahead and play Protector and go in front of her. But yeah, so like, usually pure evil villains are very, very hard to make change their ways, and they usually like love what they're doing and have fun with what they're doing.
Shall we?
And like, with me thinking about that, I was like, okay, like that kind of sums up Hans and Iago, and yet why do I hate Hans and Iago so much? And then the trope talk pretty much explained why. It's that it's very easy, if done badly, to make a pure evil villain just boring. Like, really, really boring.
I have a strategy.
And, like, it talks about some of the ways that, you know, you can make it boring. Like, one thing is the whole, like, they don't specifically call that trope by name, but the Orcus on his throne trope, in that, like, the villain doesn't do anything until the heroes come and fight them. And other than that, the villain's pretty much a non-entity in the plot. Like, that always does get annoying when that happens. And yet, like, when I think about it, though, Ashnard in Fire Emblem was a lot like that. And he's generally one of the most well-received, like, blatantly evil villains in Fire Emblem. So, yeah, maybe that's not entirely the case either. It's really hard to say, like, what makes a good, like, you know, completely 100% evil villain with, like, no redeeming qualities. But what I'm trying to say is that, I don't know, like, this is part of why I don't, like, I like antagonists with varying degrees of being sympathetic. Like, that's fine to me. What's that? Is that a... No, that's a hero. But sometimes I do like just having a love-to-hate character who really exists just to be completely unapologetically evil, and that you can feel really good about taking down. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say, that like Tales sort of fulfills that quota for this game in a way. Like, he's ultimately a secondary antagonist in the grand scheme of things. Like, what we're doing right now is really just forgotten villain cleanup duty, the exact same thing we did to Izuka back in Radiant Dawn. I'm just trying to think how I do this. Maybe dancing for Petra is better. Or healing Ignatz. Because I want Ignatz to get in here, but he'll die to the turret. Kind of wish Lorenz had healing, actually. Oh, that had better be enough to save him.
Appreciate that.
Actually, their maximum damage is 25. Of course it's enough. I just throw a Ragnarok at you over the wall. See, I still feel like, in terms of, like, villains who are entirely, like, blatantly evil... Oh, but, okay, I accidentally had Lauren stop there. I do feel like Ashnard's probably my favorite in the series. Like, it's hard to say what separates Ashnard and Garon, really, but... I guess Ashnard is just so much more, like, of a fun character to watch, and he feels intimidating to fight against. He feels relevant to the story. He even though his personality is being, like, blatantly evil...
No use.
Because, like, he does have that whole sort of social Darwinist worldview and wanting... I should have unequipped the cursed Aisha sword, but, yeah. And, like... And it's like, it's kind of interesting, like, Ashnard is in a way what would happen if you took Edelgard's goals and, like, took them up to a ridiculous, ridiculous extreme. But I almost feel like with Ashnard that I don't even think he even really believes in his goals. Like, Ashnard really just fights a war because he likes war and he likes seeing mass death and stuff. Like, that's really what how I see it. Like, he kind of technically has a vision for the world, but again, like, I feel like it's just an excuse for more bloodshed to him, really. But again, like, he feels fun to fight against. He feels like a realized character, even though he doesn't really have that much personality. He has that, like, again, like, The thing about, you know, pure evil villains having no backstory whatsoever isn't entirely true. Like, Ashnard does have a backstory. His backstory is he's the king because he murdered everyone else in line for the throne. Which is a... Like, as far as, you know, blatantly evil backstories go, it's hard to top that. But still, like, I still find that Ashnard... it's really hard to describe what makes a good, like, pure evil villain. It is partially, like, I was about to say the acting, but Ashnard isn't even voice acted. So that obviously can't be true for him. I don't actually show off the dance of sword animations all that much, I just realized. I saw that in a skirmish and it was like, oh, that's actually a new animation. I probably should have shown that in an earlier playthrough, but I did not for some reason. Okay, I only need one of those to crit in order to get you, and I may as well go for it, because it... hitting 275s, though. Really, that's about the same odds as getting one crit. And I got them good.
Witness frigid pride.
But yeah, I think to me the reason why Hans and Iago were so bad is because they were like Diabolus Ex Machina in character form. They mostly existed just to make things go badly for Corrin all the time, and not really for much other reason. That's kind of just what they did. And they sort of just kind of existed to make it so that
It's time.
everything went badly on Conquest because, oh, we can't have, you know, you doing heroic things on Conquest because that's the bad path. And also the fact that they just, I don't know, like, you did not need, like, Garen was already cartoonishly evil. You did not need 2 more cartoon villains in that game. You really didn't, and... yeah, that's the thing, like, another thing they talk about in Trope Talk is that often it helps if the pure evil villain has a more complex foil. So Ashnard had one of those in the Black Knight, and I guess Bryce as well, and Shihara. Like, there are a lot more complex villains in those games, whereas, you know, Fates really lacked in complex villains. That's another reason, probably, why Hans and Iago were so bad. Oh, I was gonna use your... that feels a bit weird that I'm changing Leonie's turn just for this, but... I was actually gonna do this and break the tightness of armor.
I'm here to help.
I've got another option.
Like, I'm still not entirely sure, like, Talaz is a little interesting because you do see him as Arundel on other routes, and it's never really stated that he is Arundel, just very heavily implied. Which is kind of cool, because it's not really all that relevant in the grand scheme of things. Well, I mean, it is, but what I'm trying to say is I kind of like that the game lets you figure it out for yourself, and it's also kind of funny because it means that on the Blue Lions route, Arundel accidentally gets himself killed in a random battle that's completely unrelated, well, semi-unrelated to his goals, and yeah, he's like, whoops! I shouldn't have risked my life on the battlefield. That was really stupid. Which honestly feels kind of realistic because you can't expect, you know... This is one thing that I said in another comment section. Like, you can't really expect, like, a real war to magically keep plot-relevant people alive. Because that's the thing, like, in stories, you know that major villains, if they're on the battlefield, are going to survive until the final fight with them. And that it would be bad plotting to just kill them off in a random fight. But real life doesn't work that way. If you're on a battlefield, you run the risk of dying, and that's exactly the risk that, that Arundel took in that one. And I just find it interesting, that's what happened to him. He's like, oh, well, that was dumb. And again, like, Dimitri got his revenge without even realizing it. So that is interesting, but, I don't know, like, again, with those who stood in the dark, it does kind of feel like more could have been done with
Leave it to me.
Which is why I kind of feel like maybe, you know, this is another thing that I was actually planning to go on a tangent about at this point. Okay, this could be, oh, that's fine. Yeah, one other turret plus, this means, hi there. Means, yeah, no one dies, that's fine. So, again, like what I was saying, was also you hiding in the corner there. You're fine. Oh, these turrets count as sword users for the purpose of the map, apparently.
Steady now.
Again, sorry for getting a little distracted, but I guess it's kind of to be expected when you're playing a game like this. I mean, as satisfying as it would be to take you down with, I want to heal Petra though. Can I get Linhardt to heal Petra? No, he's out of range.
Remain cautious.
Shall we?
Or... Oh, she doesn't even double with that. I know there are enemies in, like, in that room, but I don't have any... I think I saw some chests in there, but I don't have any chest keys. There's no real point in going for them. Yeah, you know what? Oh, wait, no. The sword fair, you one-shot her. Maybe I will actually have to do this. Except you could crit. That is also a thing that could happen. Hang on a minute. I said that you can obviously attack from outside your range, right? Yeah, what am I thinking? Let's just do that.
You lost that one.
Okay, so finally, I can explain this tangent. So, what I was planning on saying is that we spent the entire Blue Lions route fighting Edelgard and the Empire. So, I feel like because of that, they could have had a... They could have maybe given this route, and, well, I suppose this route it makes sense to focus on Edelgard because, you know, we started on her side and then defected. No, well, technically she defected. But still, you get the idea. But, like, let's say the Golden Deer route. They could have very easily on the focused the Golden Deer route more on those who slither in the dark rather than Edelgard. Like, from what I've heard, apparently, like, Edelgard barely even appears on this route. Barely even appears on the Golden Deer route. She just, I guess I might actually use setup on you, annoyingly enough. She doesn't really appear outside of the times you fight her, which is kind of strange.
Destiny unfurls.
You are impressive.
So, if Edelgard was really gonna be that irrelevant on this route, then why not have her beaten, like, I don't know, maybe chapter 16 or 15, and have the rest of the route focus on the Slitherers, because I feel like they could really use a little bit more elaboration. They have such awesome potential, like an antagonistic faction in Fire Emblem that has high tech. That's really cool, but you only fight them for one chapter. Like, you only properly fight them for one chapter. On their home turf, I mean. So yeah, those are really most of my thoughts for the time being. And yeah, there's nothing left to do but to unlock this door, not be Wesker, and open that door.
You did the trick.
And see what barrage of enemies awaits us there. Might even get Lawrence ready with stride. Oh, also turrets. Yep, they're still here. Oh, well, I mean, even if she's in no danger, her... Oh, hi there. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually not bothered by respawning Titanesses down there, because just it's a bit of an incentive
Be smart or I'm finished.
An anti-turtling incentive, as a certain analysis would put it. I kind of want to stride you, actually. That won't get very many other people, but it's probably worth it. We are chanting in time with the dubstep! Because he could strive for someone else if I dance. So yep, let's see what's behind door number 1. It's kind of interesting how you have to canto before... Okay, what's in here? No hero. Oh, there is a Mortal Savon in there. You and Mr. Tales. You have your own custom class? Okay, I was not expecting that at all. Quake, I know that's Sigma. I've seen that term a lot in my maths class. Quake Sigma. Attacks the entire battlefield except flyers, taking out to Duma there, I guess. Okay. I'm reading your class name is Agniastra, which is kind of like that skill from Persona 4. Well, Lysithea can go all the way in and attack you, and not double you. That's annoying. And get doubled in return if I use Hades. Oh, you don't count as a monster. And you can't even get in there because of the stupid stairs. 1. Nope. And, well, that makes things easy. That makes things easy. You die even to Byleth's bare hands? That's really pathetic. That's really, like, I have no words. Zenith probably has unique boss dialogue. I could at least try that. I'm sure Lysithea would have unique boss dialogue here. Because I kind of want Lysithea to do this. I know that Lauren sort of promised that he'd do it, but I kind of want Lysithea to. Because that'd be pretty satisfying. Wow, yeah, you really suck against Byleth. Like, I'm kind of surprised that he has his own unique class. That's kind of cool. I think I saw that map sprite before, though, at some point, but I forget where. I know I've seen that map sprite before. Huh, can I actually outrange him? I just realized I probably can outrange him. Or do you have, like, counterattack or something? 1 to 3. No, you don't have counterattack, so if I put Lysithea here, I'll bet she can outrange him. No, he must have some kind of special counter skill. Oh, no he doesn't, but he does have Dark Magic range +1. So, I know those skills exist, but you can only get them by getting an S rank in various, like, types of magic, which, good luck doing that, let's just say. Okay, so no matter where she goes, she gets countered by him. Well, I guess I can see if there's a special boss conversation.
You're nothing but animals, performing tricks in the hopes of pleasing the goddess. You will never see the sunlight again.
Or, in other words, you will never again see the light of day. Oh, and sadly, he just gets this theme. Okay, so he looks exactly like the way that he looks in cutscenes, okay. Yeah, he doesn't even get a unique boss theme. That's kind of disappointing, honestly. I have Warp. I could warp someone. But I'd kind of like to see if Zenith has unique dialogue. It'd be kind of nice for Flame to do it too. I'm sure Byleth has unique dialogue. In fact, while I'm here, I may as well get Byleth's unique dialogue by just doing 1 damage to him.
So you have shown yourself, Felstar. Or should I say, Sothis. I will spill every drop of blood in your body to fulfill the long-standing goal of the Agarthans.
Which is... Yeah, can you elaborate on that, please? We know you want dragon blood because of you going after Flame earlier, but could you please elaborate on why? Okay, now no time for holding back. Let's see if I can get Zenith in there. It'd be kind of interesting to have Marianne do it as well, but I think I'll see if Zenith has a unique conversation.
Your eyes, hair, ears, and blood. We remember it all. We remember how you ruined us. How you stole our light and condemned us to eternal darkness.
Yeah, I thought it was some kind of revenge thing.
Now, suffer the wrath of the Agarthans!
See, again, like, this easily could have been a plot in its own right, but they're reduced to just being secondary antagonists.
I can feel it in my bones.
Okay. He's not down yet. Oh, cutscene. Okay.
You will never get to enjoy your victory.
It can't be.
For all Agarthans, let there be light!
Oh, that again. So they were planning on blowing up the base with us in it, just, you know, only as a last resort. Oh, is Rhea gonna do what I think she's gonna do?
It's coming down!
Um... Huh, is she really dead? Because I had a theory as to who the final boss of this route would be, and if she is dead now, I've got no clue who the final boss is going to be. Yeah, like, just in case she really does turn out to be dead, I thought Rhea would sacrifice herself, but I thought she'd do it by going full dragon form, and then she'd go berserk and we'd be forced to put her down. That's where I thought the final boss of this route would be. But yeah, what is going to happen next? I guess we'll find out next time. But, like, I didn't want to comment on it during the scene, but Talos' expression when he died, that's a little hard to take seriously.